I want you guys to be dialed in एकदम पानी वानी लेके एकदम बैठ जाओ because मजा आने वाला है session में. Another thing I want you guys to know is last week we took an example of a company called as Saaf Skin company, Saaf Skin Care basically, which means clear skincare. This is an example that we set. Owner Alicia owns this skincare company. This is a fictitious company. जिसके ऊपर हमने example लेके we made a case study live on call. We're using that same case study from last week to help Alicia increase her conversions on her website. Now, what is going to be included in this entire session is 15 different modules, the entire framework around it. The case study is going to be on a brand called as Saaf Skin Care, and we're going to be having a 100-point audit for your website's conversion rate optimization. So I think it's time to get started. The first thing that we're going to be covering in the next few hours, 1.5 hours, don't worry, is going to be understanding the real problem, which is that traffic does not equal to revenue, and where the money is leaking out on your website or in your brand or anything else around marketing. कि पैसे मैं लगा तो रहा हूँ, traffic तो आ रहा है, लेकिन पैसे नहीं बन रहे, revenue नहीं बन रहा. क्यों? What is the reason behind it? We're going to be understanding that with the help of psychology. Why people don't convert, what makes them buy, what makes them go away from your website, what they're looking for when they're coming to your website, how it changes with every single industry, how it changes with every single brand. So we're going to figure out the psychology of the buyer. Ki how do I make sure a person, whenever they're coming to the website, the chances or the intent of them to buy is very high compared to everyone else. The third thing that we're going to be covering is pages that sell. Now, as we all know, if you are running an ad or if you're running SEO on a website, there are a few pages where people come, gain information, understand about your product or your service, and then make a decision to buy from you. These pages are building trust. These pages are building authority, and they need to be either landing pages or VSLs, or they need to be certain CTAs, call to action buttons, or this can be your homepage where majority of your traffic will come most of the time. The fourth thing that we're going to be covering is content and AI, figuring out how AI CRO, basically AI conversion rate optimization, works in 2026 with the help of funnels that actually convert a buyer. We're going to be seeing exactly what I need to do on my website, how I need to structure it so that a person who's coming to my website is going to buy for sure, or the chances of them buying is going to be way higher than a random visitor on my website. And the last thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be tracking and planning. We're going to have a 30-day plan in place at the end of this call with tearing down a real website and how we can score it out of 100. Then we'll have a Q&A session so you guys can ask me questions at the end. Now, before I get started with this week we took about 5 calls out of 6 people who had signed up for getting on a call with me, understanding one-to-one what all can be done for their business, their websites, and they had like a live Q&A session with me, which was like a personal 45-minute call. I am going to be releasing another set of 4 or 5 maybe calls this week, depending on my travels and the time I have. And we'll be getting down on a one-to-one call, whosoever hasn't come in yet. And I will release the link, so be patient with me, guys. Let me see about my timetable, and I'll help you out scaling your own business. It's a free call, so come with your questions ready when we get started. So, आगे बढ़ते हैं इस पे. Let me give you an idea. So, what is the biggest lie in digital marketing? More traffic will get you more sales is the biggest lie in digital marketing. If someone is telling you that they will get 1 million people to your website, the reality might not be that 1 million people are buying from your brand. This is not even about brand awareness. This is about viewership. Viewership does not mean traffic. Viewership से क्या होता है? लोग website खोल के बंद भी कर देते हैं. But that still counts as an impression. That still counts like a view. So 1 million viewers who are not targeted, who are not on my industry, who I do not need to even reach out to, who might not even be relevant for my product or service. If I'm reaching out to them through my website, then I'm doing something absolutely wrong. We need to map out an ICP, an ideal customer profile, who we need to target for getting them on our website to buy from our brand. That is what we are optimizing for. If you're just optimizing to get eyeballs on your website, you're optimizing for the absolute wrong thing. And that is what I am here to make you reset about this. So you guys, if you'll think that I need more traffic, I have a traffic problem, well, I will break it for you. You do not have a website traffic problem. You have a website conversion problem. That is going to be the crux of our discussion today. Now, when I say you have a website conversion problem, Firstly, thank Google and Google AI search, because Google is reducing the traffic on your website. Google is reducing the CTR on your website, and Google is answering people directly when they're asking a particular question. Now, if your brand is getting less traffic, it means that it's getting the traffic after people have seen AI overviews, after they've seen paid ads, after they've seen 100 other things, and they're sure about buying from your brand. At this point, you have a really good chance of converting that user. Google ने आपका ट्रैफिक तो कम कर दिया है 100%, but Google आपको भी relevant traffic लाके दे रहा है. If you were getting like 100,000 views on your website, ranking for 10,000 keywords that were absolutely irrelevant, but there were only 5 keywords for which you needed to be ranking to get traffic, to get paying customers, well, it's your time to thank Google, and it's your time to optimize only for those set of keywords, because that is what is really going to make you money. Another myth that I'll be busting today is, when you're doing SEO, you do not need 10,000 pages to, make $1 million. You might just need 5, for example. Why this works is 80% of your traffic will come from 20% of your work, and those 20% keywords are all you need to focus on. If you start targeting every single keyword out there, you're doing an absolute disservice, because आपको हर पेज पे citation, हर पेज पे backlink build करना पड़ेगा, and वो आपके time और cost दो. So that is exactly what I'm debunking today in terms of a myth. Next thing I want to ask you guys is, who wants more traffic on the website? A. Anyone here who wants more traffic on the website? बिल्कुल भी traffic नहीं आ रहा. Very good. Who wants more conversion on the website? Who wants more people to come on the website and convert, ki buy from you, ki book a call with you? Everybody wants more conversion. Guys, traffic is not the problem. 100 relevant people coming to your brand is way better than 100,000 people who have no idea about what you do, just exploring your brand because you are ranking for a keyword in a blog somewhere. Who has traffic but not enough sales? This is one question I want to ask. कि मेरे वेबसाइट पे ट्रैफिक आ रहा है लेकिन सेल्स नहीं हो रहे. Who is there here? है लोग हैं यहाँ पे, ऑफ कोर्स. एसईओ कर लिया, ट्रैफिक नहीं आ रहा. ट्रैफिक आ रहा है, सेल्स नहीं आ रहे. समझ नहीं आ रहा क्यों, क्या? Guys, this is beautiful for you all to understand today, because your problem is not going to be about traffic. It is going to be what happens after people click on your website, how they view the website, what your design is, what your branding is, what your messaging is, and I'm going to tell you exactly ये सब में क्या क्या cover होता है. So सबसे पहली चीज is that, firstly, before even I get into what's on the screen here, the most important thing about a person coming to your website is going to be your branding. Because branding में brand का SEO से conversion से होती है आपकी branding. I'm not selling branding at all. I don't do branding for anyone, but I realize that the importance of a good brand who is going to sustain out there for a very long period of time lies in their communication, lies in the way it looks, lies in the way it feels, and lies in the way who it talks to. If your brand targets a very specific consumer, has a great logo, has a great design, has a great typography, can communicate clearly with a good copy, you have won 50% of the traffic, because आपका brand rememberable. First layer that nobody sees is my brand relevant? Is my brand rememberable? That is what is the reality of today. SEO बात है, conversions, paid ads, brand अच्छा दिख रहा है, मेरा brand consumer. Is my brand looking decent in terms of viewership if someone is coming on the website? That is what we need to understand today. Conversion rate optimization falls right after it. A person is more likely to convert from your website if they like what they see. If your brand is optimized for mobile screens, if the brand is optimized in terms of colors, if your brand is optimized in terms of what the eye can read. Now, the most important thing when it comes to branding is also copy. So whosoever is a copywriter, I have great respect for them, because a person who's a copywriter understands what AI is looking for, what Google is looking for, and what a human will read. Only if you are able to communicate and write the way a human reads will a brand be rememberable. AI से मैं brand generate नहीं करवा सकता. AI से मैं brand book नहीं बनवा सकता. All of that you see on the internet is absolutely redundant. Try doing it. Try building a brand. Try putting money behind it. You will not succeed. And if you succeed, I will personally pay you the money that you've put into the brand, and I will do SEO for free for you. That is not how it works. You got to understand that there's a reason that people are focusing on building a brand first, because बढ़ जाता है आपके CLTV बढ़ जाता है, customer lifetime value बढ़ जाता है. You understand the exact problem, and you're not catering to everyone. When you're building a brand, you do not need to cater to everyone. If I'm selling skincare today, let's take Sugar for example, right? Sugar Cosmetics, उनका branding क्या? They have done Indian skin tone के लिए, Indian skin के लिए they make makeup. It's very clear, it's very niche, it's very targeted. They are not trying to be again another Kylie Cosmetics. They are not trying to target people in the US. They are trying to target a TAM that already exists, that needs to be felt personal that wants a product made for their own skin. India is one, like, it's a very huge population, right? It's a lot of people in the country, so the TAM is very wide and targeted hai women in this specific age gap who want makeup for solving XYZ problem for their skin tone. So this brand cares about something, is catering to them. उसने पहले ब्रांड बिल्ड किया, पोर्टफोलियो के पहले, अपने प्रोडक्ट्स के पहले उसने पहले ब्रांड बिल्ड किया कि किसको वी हैव टू टारगेट, किसको रीच आउट करना है. That is the most important part about doing SEO or CRO or anything. Everything after that becomes much easier if you build the brand the right way. Now let's understand when it comes to traffic. On your website, let's say there's a business A, it is getting 1,000 customers every single month, but has, almost 100,000 visitors. 1% conversion rate aa raha hai, which is much lower than what it can be from the same website, from the same traffic. Now, does this mean that 1% conversion rate is bad? No. This just means that it's not targeting every right consumer, and the target consumer is so less कि 1% ही convert हो रहा है. आपके website से minimum 5 to 10% minimum conversion rate होना चाहिए from organic channels, neither you're not selling well. That is a clear indicator of a failing brand or a brand relying too much on performance marketing. If you're getting any ROAS below 2, then you are like doomed. Your brand is not going to stay in the market for a very long time, and you should focus on brand building and SEO before you focus on running paid ads. Another way to look at it is conversion rate optimization. मेरे वेबसाइट पे 1 लाख विजिटर्स आ रहे हैं जो है, and my website is optimized to talking to them. Now let's understand this from Business B's perspective. Business B is getting 20,000 visitors on the website, 5 times lesser visitors than Business A selling the exact same product. Now, Business B galat nahi kar raha hai SEO. Business B has done the same SEO, right? But the conversion rate is much higher, which means it has targeted a certain consumer group through a certain keywords, and it's placed on AI search, and SEO is done really well. And CRO, which is the most important part that we are covering today, is done in such a way that whosoever is coming on the website, they're coming with a great buying intent, and when whatever they see in the website solves the problem that they're looking to solve, which is when your conversion rate goes higher. 8% conversion rate is not a big deal if you're attracting relevant traffic. अगर आप irrelevant keywords के लिए rank कर रहे हो तो आपको इतना traffic, पहली बात तो आ जाएगा traffic, but कोई खरीद नहीं रहा तो there's no point, which is why we are doing this entire session. Business B with 5 times lesser visitors on the website gets more than 60% of the customers than Business A. And this is what we need to understand today. You do not have a traffic problem if you've done SEO on a website. You have a conversion rate problem. लोग क्यों नहीं खरीदना चाहते हैं? This is exactly what we need to figure out today. If they come to your website and still not buying from you, it is a messaging problem. It is a problem in the way your product looks. It's in the way your product speaks to the consumer and you solving the problem. Now understand this in terms of revenue layers. So revenue has got 3 layers. Firstly is going to be how much traffic you're getting on the website, multiplied by the conversion rate that you have on the website, multiplied by your customer's average value, your CLTV or AOV, whatever about your product is. If you optimize this metric just from the conversion rate standpoint and your website traffic is low, still you will have a higher CLTV, you'll have a higher customer value because आपका repeat rate बढ़. Metric एक metric से ज़्यादा है, like let's say traffic metric is 1 big but conversion rate customer value बहुत कम है, you will make lesser money versus if your conversion rate and customer value is high. So brand से problem solve करो. Now the thing with the skincare brand that we'll be targeting, the skincare brand that we'll be increasing the conversion rates for, is going to be solving this exact problem. Traffic आ रहा है website पे, but convert नहीं हो रहे. क्यों नहीं convert हो रहे? This is what we're going to figure out today. After this session, you will be able to explain exactly why visitors are not converting. You'll understand this. You'll be able to understand the psychology behind the consumer purchasing from your brand. And another thing is the structure, the way the home pages are, the way the landing pages are. I'm going to give you the exact structure I use for my clients, for consumers that we are targeting in multiple different industries. So you know कि hands-on कैसे experience होता है, hands-on look. Another thing is we're going to understand on how to write CTAs that actually get clicked. अभी आपका CTA ले, so there's a CTA messaging problem. This is why I have a lot of respect for people who do branding and who do copywriting, because without them आप website visitors ले, अच्छी website बना दो, convert नहीं होने वाला user at the end of the day if it is not solving their problem. Now another thing that you guys need to understand is we'll be doing an audit for the website to figure out what are the leaky funnels. We'll be building trust from random strangers who are coming to the website, but they are looking for a solution to a problem that our product solves. And we'll be turning SEO and blog traffic into leads and sales, because blogs तो सब बनाते हैं लेकिन कोई convert नहीं कर पाता blog से. So आज का focus ये है कि blogs में convert कैसे. Now This is why traffic doesn't equal revenue. There's a gap between visibility and between business. Traffic, I would say, as of today, is a vanity metric. Google is narrowing down your website's traffic, but traffic is a vanity metric because 10,000 keywords के लिए rank करना for a skincare brand does not make sense versus ranking for 100 long tail keywords, because वो long tail से भी you will be able to target the right set of consumers. So the way everything works today is rankings, traffic, leads, sales and revenue. This is how everything is working. आपको top 3 में rank करना है for relevant keywords, जिससे आपको traffic आएगा. वो ट्रैफिक वैलिड ट्रैफिक होगा जो आपके प्रोडक्ट बाय करेगा, उससे आपको लीड जनरेट होंगे. लीड जनरेट जब होंगे, फिर वो they'll consider buying your product, they'll be interested in buying from you, then you will make sales and that will add on to your revenue. So this is an entire funnel. Top of the funnel is the bottom of the funnel. Top of the funnel is your SEO rankings for sure, then is the traffic that is coming from those rankings, then is leads, then is sales, and finally you'll get the revenue. So touch points बहुत होते हैं इसके बीच में. As we covered in the past few weeks, you need to have presence all over social media. You need to be present on every single social media app for the same reason कि आप जितने ज़्यादा touch points करोगे hit, उतना ज़्यादा आपके AI ranking का traffic, relevant traffic on your website, that is what you'll be seeing. उतने ज़्यादा आपको relevant leads आएंगे. You want relevant leads. You do not want irrelevant leads. And finally, the people who will buy from you, again, वो वाले sales you'll make, not someone who's just buying once and has left. So good product is also important. खाली one time नहीं बेचना user को. But that is again on the brand end. Now, if someone is here from a branding side or if someone is a marketer, ये आप समझ लो आज की branding कितनी important होती है. So search to purchase is definitely a staircase. Firstly, they will click on your brand. They will understand what problem you're trying to solve. If you are answering their question right at the top, which is what also AI prefers and AI ranks you for, then they will trust you. Then they look at multiple different platforms online, social media पे, they read reviews, Amazon पे जाएंगे, Instagram पे जाएंगे, and then they will decide. And finally, they will come to your website and buy either right then and there, or they will go out on multiple social media platforms and then come back. You can tailor make a situation where the consumer does not have to leave your website, and you make sure कि, for example, आपने अपना Instagram अपने website पे ही integrate कर दिया, so the user can already see कि कितना following है, and they do not have to leave the app for that. They can see the same videos that are there on your Instagram on your website. So that is also what we need to do. What we are understanding today is how to not let the user leave your website and make a buying decision right then and there. So this is the brand that we were targeting. This is the brand that we took as a case study. It's called Saaf Skincare. So right now we have a big problem. Saaf's funnel is leaking. There are 10,000 visitors a month that are coming to the website, or about 7% add to the cart. Product pages are not that convincing. Product page descriptions are not that great. About 70% of the carts remain abandoned. And global average के हिसाब से this is the number that we've taken, which is why people run add to cart campaigns. And about 100 orders are being placed out of the 10,000 visitors that are coming to the website. Now you got to understand that the first problem is add to cart पे क्यों छोड़ रहे हैं लोग? Why are people not convinced? So there's no trust here. Global average for people checking out from an abandoned cart, horrible. Then the number of people who are buying is much lesser compared to who are coming in the website. Firstly, why are you attracting 10,000 people when you're only being able to sell to 100? आपका attraction game ही wrong है. So right now, Saaf's fastest growth isn't 10,000 more visitors on the website. If I can just increase the conversion from 1% to 2% with the same number of visitors on the website, that is giving me more business right off the bat. That is literally giving me 200 orders, which is double the business right off the bat. Business double करने के लिए आपको traffic double नहीं, conversion rate double. And now, as easy as it sounds, there are 100 more things that go into it. But you got to understand that traffic is not the right metric for you to understand. Traffic is not the right metric for you to target. The right metric is how many people end up buying from my brand. That is what you need to understand today. And that is what will fix the business that you already have running. So more traffic and lower your conversion rate, definitely. You can have 50% traffic growth, still you can have lesser conversions because आपने 5,000 और visitor बढ़ा दिए, लेकिन conversion एक. And so CTR is also 1% for the first time visitors, but the people who keep on coming back to your website, आपको उनको भी target करना है. So you need to give them subscriptions, offers, conversion rate push bundles, and everything that people are doing outside the country, you need to start doing in India as well. So scaling brands is basically not the game of pulling colder audience. Scaling brands does not mean that volume will guarantee you revenue. Scaling brands is reaching out to more kind of people who are the same target audience but have never interacted with your brand. Now you can do like keywords which surround that particular target audience, or you can do maybe retargeting ads through Meta, something like that, and that will basically get you a similar kind of user compared to who's already buying from a brand. So these are the two ways that you can actually start targeting more people who are your ICP. You can figure out आपका कौन सा blog चला है सबसे ज़्यादा website पे और आपका कौन सा सबसे ज़्यादा page चला है website पे, and where people are coming and buying from. That will also give an idea. Okay, if a person is going to the product description page and I've integrated Adobe Analytics or any other analytics channel, I can basically see where they've scrolled till and why they have left from the website. Is it a copy problem? Is it an information problem? Is it a conversion problem because I've not displayed the product correctly? Is it something that they cannot trust my brand because they did not see any kind of reviews or they cannot see any kind of visual testimonials? We need to figure out the exact reason why. वही break down कर रहे हैं आज. So traffic is definitely a start of the journey. You need to have traffic to have conversion. So traffic लेके आना is what we need to cover in SEO, but that is not what the conversation today is about. The conversation is about converting the people who are already on the website. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is, where is the brand losing the most number of customers? Is it understanding the product? Is it trusting the product? Is it deciding if the product is right for them or not? Or is it acting on the information that they already have? Then we need to understand what's your site's conversion rate right now. What is the industry average? Because industry average से तो ज़्यादा करना ही है हमें. That is the goal of this entire conversation. Do you know what the market is paying? What the market is looking for? Product market fit भी है कि नहीं? Because आप traffic ले आए relevant वाला, लेकिन product market fit नहीं है, तो आपकी conversions hamper होंगे. So basically you've done everything, but your PMF is not right. Then you're not going to get conversions. That is a branding problem again. That is something that you need to figure out at the starting of your business. वो product ही गलत है, तो आपको conversions नहीं आ रही, लेकिन traffic आ रहा है website पे, उस case product change करना. And another thing you need to understand is if you've doubled conversion instead of traffic, revenue का क्या बढ़ेगा? Because we know the formula, traffic into conversion rate into the AOV, that is what is going to give us the maximum revenue out of a user. So let's understand why visitors are leaving your website without converting. Guys, if I'm going fast, please dal do chat mein. I'll go a bit slower. There's a lot to cover for sure, but I'll go slower. Chat mein dal do ek baar. I'm going at the great pace. Okay. I'll continue at this pace. So you got to understand that the goal is not to give a consumer who's coming to the website 5 checklists on how to, have better skin. That is not really going to help them. You need to tell them exactly the procedure that they need to follow, and this is guaranteed the best way to convert the consumer. For example, people are leaving because they do not have clarity. They do not trust you. Why do they don't have clarity? Because you've not told them who you are, what you do, why, who's funded you, why you started the company. People do look at an about us page, so don't get it wrong. You can also integrate about us page in multiple different pages on your website. आप अपने conversion बढ़ाने के लिए अपने वेबसाइट के होम पेज पे भी अबाउट अस डाल सकते हो एक सेक्शन में. You can put it on your product description pages as a note from the founder as well to make it little more personalized. That will give the consumer a lot more clarity on why you are running the brand and why they should buy from you. Secondly, having no trust. People leave because या तो रिव्यूज नहीं, कंज्यूमर को मेरा प्रोडक्ट यूज कर, मैंने इन्फ्लुएंसर से मार्केटिंग नहीं करवाई है, मैंने वो इन्फ्लुएंसर की वीडियोस नहीं बनाए हुए हैं, यूजीसी कंटेंट नहीं बनाया हुआ है, दैट पीपल लुक एट एंड पीपल कन्वर्ट. People are not looking at polished landing pages. People are looking at just information-rich landing pages that will make them buy. Design is a great part of conversion, but design is not important if you're not able to do these basic things in the first place. Design is the last thing you need to look at. First, you need to complete the information. Of course, decent to hona chahiye design, but you need to complete information first. The third thing is no relevance. People are looking for a brand all over the internet. There is absolutely no article about you. There's no PR done on you. You are not on any social media. How do you expect a person to buy from you? They will not buy because you're not relevant. They might look at you as a brand who's just starting out. If you're just a brand who's starting out, then why would someone trust you in the first place? Takes you back 2 loops piche. Then the second last thing is too much friction. Now, if your website is slow, now यहाँ पे आता है आपके conversion rate के elements. ये checkout process बहुत बड़ा है. या मैं proceed नहीं कर सकता हूँ to buy now. और you're forcing me to create a account Shopify पे आके आपके website पे कि account create किया, checkout पे इतने सारे options दे दिए extra add-ons के, consumer ही confuse होगा कि consumer को you can have maybe one add-on in your checkout page but don't have too many. That does not work well at all. Maybe you can have like a free gift, you can have free delivery, or you can have an AOV increaser, which is basically adding 2, 3, 4 more products to your website, or you can have a subscription. Either one of these 4 or 5 things you add, and that is more than enough for you on your checkout page. The last thing is you need to create an urgency. Now, what brands do basically is they have the ticking time bomb on the website. I'll come back later is what they think, but people are never going to come back to your website once they've left. So you have to lure them into buying. So आपको offer लगाना है, offer लगाओ, that works well. You have like an at the moment checkout discount key. This is valid for the next 5 minutes. If you use this code, you'll get XYZ% off. You need to create a sense of urgency, and this is what people don't do. This is also like a tactic to get people to convert, but I will not call this a black hat tactic for sure. But this is a tactic to create urgency in the person so that they don't leave your website. So if we need to understand कि copy क्या चलती है, लोग convert क्यों होते हैं, when SEO works and when AI search works and when AI ranks you. If you're starting a website or you're starting a blog with this messaging कि we redefine your skin journey, how many of you are interested in reading? I'm probably sure that no one is interested in reading on me redefining my skin journey. इतना fake and ऐसे भी नहीं दिखाना है कि oh my god you would care too much about a person. नहीं, आपको problem solve करना है. Problem कैसे solve होती है? Directly बता के. This product is for this person. I am not dying to get 10,000 people to buy the same product. I want those 1,000 people who will buy that product जिसके लिए मैंने बनाया हुआ है तो मैं उन्हें ही एड्रेस करूंगा. आपको हर प्रोडक्ट के साथ हर एक आईसीपी को एड्रेस करना पड़ता है. विटामिन सी सीरम फॉर ऑयली एक्ने प्रोन स्किन. दिस इज माय मैसेजिंग, दिस इज द प्रोडक्ट, दिस इज द चेकआउट, दिस इज द एड नाउ बटन. Go buy, leave. Come back when your product gets over. Or I'll upsell you something when you're checking out. That is all you need. Instantly understood by the consumer. Visitor thinks ये problem है. Visitor पढ़ेगा. Visitor wants to know more. Visitor will read the description. They'll see the images. They'll see everything. Within 5 seconds, they'll make a decision and they will leave. Friction created in such a case? Absolutely zero. आपको जिसको address करना था, you've done that. They've understood. They've bought. They've left. It feels personalized. The entire point about conversion rate optimization today is to make sure that your product feels very personalized for the end consumer. Again, the best way to sell is to sell to one ICP, to sell to one person. आपको एक जन का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना है. वो एक प्रॉब्लम. If you try to do a very generic approach to skincare and you're trying to sell 100 products from the same landing page or from the same messaging, नहीं बिकेगा. There'll be a lot of friction that will absolutely kill your sales. Abhi 70% of carts go abandoned globally because this is the average e-commerce reality in the world, and 35% bail on forced sign up. So if you have like a checkout option where you are just go quick integrate कर दिया जैसे मैंने Shopify पे, तो go quick क्या करता है, खाली आपसे फोन नंबर लेता है, आपका बिलिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन सब है, सब जो रेजर पे का प्री फीडेड है. So they will not ask you to create an account. They will just take a phone number, verify with OTP, and you can check out directly. But if you are like user खरीद रहा है product and मेरा सेल हो रहा है, that is more important to me than नहीं रुको आप मेरे से sign up करवाओ. That becomes entirely pointless. So when you're on the checkout page, also people have their addresses and everything that they need to fill because आपको product भेज data लेके उनका account create. That is the top hack that a lot of people are not doing, and they're like नहीं मैं account अलग से बनाऊंगा, just because they don't know how to integrate that on Shopify. It is a very small deal. आपको database से directly credentials उठाना है और create करके user को दे देना है. User ने नहीं भी create किया होगा, आप create next time आएंगे website पे, they can log in if they want to. So you're creating very less friction and you're not letting 35% of the buyers who've added the product to the cart leave from your website without buying from you. That is the best part about CRO. You are not forcing anyone to buy from you. You are letting them make their own decision with minimal friction. I should have no more than 3 clicks from when I'm coming to the website, adding the product to the cart and checking out. 3 clicks. मैंने website पे click किया, product add किया और मैं निकला. User को website के, then your conversion rate will drop by a significant amount. Because if you are giving them the chance to make more decisions, they will think a lot. आपको user को, your offer should be a no-brainer. Whether you're selling a product or whether you're selling a service. जितना ज़्यादा easy to understand है, जितना ज़्यादा 5th grader English है, उतना easy है for the consumer to buy from you, because consumer को, that is how you get the maximum conversions. So another thing that you need to understand is internet किसी का slow है और आपकी website heavy है. आपने अपने वेबसाइट पे वीडियोस लगा, कंप्रेस भी नहीं किया, आपने मिनिफाई भी नहीं किया कुछ भी, और आपकी इमेजेस एकदम हैवी है, तो आपके वेबसाइट का स्पीड होगा स्लो. अगर कोई रह रहा है टियर 2 टियर 3 टियर 4 सिटी में और उसके पास 4G डेटा होने से रहा लोड, by the time your data loads, the consumer would have exited the website, bought from your competitor on Nykaa, and already received the product in a day or two. You do not need to let that happen. You need to look from a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 mindset कि consumer मेरे website पे fast loading click में exit कर सकता है और messaging उसके लिए बनी है. बस आपको इन चीजों पे फोकस करना है. You need to understand that you need to create trust in the user. You need to give them a reason to choose you instead of going to your competitors. And I'll give you an example. When I go very targeted, who's going to recommend me skincare? It's either a pharmacist or a dermat or another kind of a skin doctor, some kind of a doctor. So if my messaging is pharmacist formulated, someone I can trust, made for Indian oily skin, made for me, I am an Indian, I have an oily skin, under 750 rupees. You will start ranking for all of these keywords on SEO. You will attract people who are looking for this product verified by XYZ person in this country for this kind of skin. आप direct problem solve करा, low होगा लेकिन relevant होगा. Another thing is trust build करना. To build trust, you need to understand two more things. सबसे पहले reviews are very important. The more number of reviews you can show, don't fake it, but the more number of reviews you can show, the better the person is likely to trust you, because 10,000 people have reviewed it, which means at least 100,000 people must have tried it, because 10% लोग ही review करते हैं product को. तो product बिका है, product बहुत बिका है, product बिका है मतलब people trust the product. So यहाँ पे मेरा trust layer build हो गया. Plus dermat tested है, which means I have lab reports for my product, which is very, very important. And the founder is a pharmacist, again increases the conversion because I'm understanding their messaging. So यहाँ messaging बहुत clear है. Attack कर रहे हैं हम consumer पे जो ये product के बारे में ढूंढ. For 5 fixable reasons, there is no clarity, no trust, no relevance, no friction or urgency. And this is exactly what we've solved in the discussion so far. So understanding the psychology of the conversion and understanding what is going on in the mind of the buyer when you are selling to them. The people are not buying products, they're buying a better version of themselves. If you can make someone feel relevant, if you can make someone feel personal, if you can make someone feel like, oh, ye to mere liye hi bana hai. Oh my God, these people care for me. Oh my God, I was looking for this exact thing and I found it. This is the answer to my questions. You need to make people feel excited about solving their problem. Okay, similar problem face करना. Indian market में target कर रहे हो कोई product and they're buying at least 2 or 3 times from you a month. आपका conversion rate great है, आपका retention great है, आपका रेवेन्यू भी ग्रेट ही होगा इससे, आपका कॉस्ट ऑफ मार्केटिंग भी नीचे आएगा, आपका कॉस्ट एंड आपका सिंस इट्स अ ब्रांड व्हिच इज वेरी वेल बिल्ट, यू ऑलरेडी हैव अ कम्युनिटी एज वेल, which means for minimal expenditure you'll get maximum returns and your customer acquisition cost will keep going down every single time they buy from you. एक पॉइंट पे आएगा that even for a D2C brand you'll be operating at a 40 or 50% margin if you have targeted a right consumer, and 40 to 50% targeting, 40 to 50% margins in D2C is really good. So that is exactly what we need to do. So understanding what people will buy in terms of buying a product. So we're not selling a serum, we're not selling a face wash, we're not selling SEO, we're not selling a gym membership. Let's understand what a consumer will buy. They'll buy a product for clear, glowing skin and confidence in their selfies. This is the kind of messaging that goes out. You need to target people's insecurities. Now, don't come at me after this call. You need to target people's insecurities, because when they feel that they can get something that they don't already have and you make them feel good about it, they will buy from you. The feeling of feeling better later after using the product. Post, product use करने से, how would my body feel? How would my mind feel? How would my skin feel? I need to tell people exactly that. Will my oily skin feel better? Will it feel more dry, or will it feel more moisturized after I've applied the product for XYZ days or XYZ times a day? If the answer is yes, then you're selling the outcome to them. The outcome is what people buy. If you're doing SEO and you're getting more customers paying for every click, without paying for every click, then your brand is built really well and your conversion rate optimization is spot on. And you're not if you're selling someone a gym membership, for example, you need to sell them कि आप एक महीने बाद या 3 apps चाहिए procedure, but I'm selling the outcome as a guarantee. So sales doesn't like Saaf Skincare will not sell you serums, it will sell you the confidence of clear skin, so that you can go out and represent yourself in an environment, let's say a professional environment, with confidence. So आपको लोगों को insecurity target करके उनका confidence बढ़ाना है, उनका morale बढ़ाना है. The way they feel about themselves, they should feel better as a person when they've used your product. You can sell absolutely anything to anyone if that is making them feel better, or if that makes them feel better about the future person that they become. That is what should go on your headline. That is what should go on your CDA. What will give you the outcome that you are looking for. Targeting people's insecurities through the website copy. So कुछ लोग पहले फीचर बनाते हैं, फिर बेनिफिट्स बनाते हैं, फिर आउटकम बताते हैं. आउटकम बताना है. Support that with a benefit and then tell the feature. For example, you need to sell a product to someone You are selling them the outcome of how they will feel after they have applied the product. The product के benefits come after that. Benefits नहीं देख रहे हैं लोग outcome देख रहे हैं. So outcome क्या है? How will I feel after applying, the serum? Will I feel extremely good? Will I feel confident in the way I look? Will I like to look at myself in the mirror? Yes. Then I said, okay, इसके क्या क्या benefits हो सकते हैं? आपके dark spots चले जाएंगे, आपके your skin will brighten up. You will have less dull skin. That is what will confirm in their mind कि okay, I'm looking good and ये सब हो रहा है. And then you in the end, sell them a feature कि this has 10% vitamin C, 30 ml, and you sell them ki, okay, so that is something people care the least about. Under kya product care, people care the least about. How it will make them feel is what they really care about. So you need to focus on the how they feel versus what is it inside your product. That is how it sells online today. Now moving ahead, we need to understand why every visitor silently asks questions and what kind of questions do they ask. What do you do? What does your brand do? Clear it in 5 seconds or bounce it. But can you actually help them? Is it for the ICP? Is it for the person you're targeting? Is it for someone like them? Is it for someone who's Indian who has oily skin? Yes, then they will stay. The third thing to make them stay is, have you done it before? Have you sold it before? Have people bought from you before? कौन है आपका कंज्यूमर, कौन है आपका ब्रांड एम्बेसडर, आपका प्रोडक्ट चलता है, क्या रिजल्ट्स आ रहे हैं, क्या एग्जांपल्स है, कितना रेटिंग है. All of that things matter. These are the questions the consumer is asking in their mind, but they're not asking because they're too scared to ask. They're like, मैं कैसे पूछ लूँ? Oh my god. But can I trust your brand? Are there reviews? Is there any guarantee that you do? Just say Fair and Lovely will sell you fairer skin in 60 days. Is there a guarantee? Are you attaching a timeline? If I use your product twice a day for 60 days, will my skin feel better? वो प्लेसिबो इफेक्ट भी काफी टाइम हो जाता है कंज्यूमर के. ट्रस्ट बिल्ड करना है कि इतने, दैट इज हाउ यू विल फील अबाउट इट. दैट इज व्हाट रियली सेल्स ऑनलाइन. How hard is it? Is it expensive? Is the commitment, a lot? Do I need to do a lot of effort to buy this product? That is what goes on in the mind of the consumer. And of course, they ask, okay, I've seen this. Maybe it looks good. Will it work for me? What do I do next? How do I buy the product? One obvious step is what they need to take, and that is what you need to make them realize. Check out karo, easy hai aapke liye. So you sell outcomes, you're not selling the object. The product is the least important thing for selling for the first time. Yes, it is important for retention, but the product is the least important thing. I can sell any product online if my outcome is very clear on the product. That is what people care about. That is what I need to cater to sell to a consumer for the first time who's coming to my website. Answer all 6 buyer questions that I showed you iske pehle, and you will have a clear direction as to where your brand needs to head. And if you want to sell to a consumer, I will guarantee आपकी conversion rate. Now understanding कि conversion के पीछे intent क्या होता है. Does every single page on the website match to the person that I'm selling the product to? Do I need to create multiple pages for multiple different kind of people to promote different kind of products that I have? Yes. You need to understand something beyond just search volume. You need to understand the search intent. अगर मेरे पास एक प्रोडक्ट है ऑयली इंडिविजुअल को इस एज ग्रुप में ही टारगेट कर, प्रोडक्ट है आईसीपी को टारगेट कर, प्रोडक्ट है जो विटामिन सी सीरम बेचता है, टारगेटिंग ड्राई स्किन, तो मैं ड्राई स्किन वाले को टारगेट करूंगा उस पेज के थ्रू. Maybe it's the same product but 3 different messaging. Maybe it's a different messaging but 3 different products at the same time. Does not matter. You need to create a problem firstly, and you need to make sure that the consumer understands that you are the answer to their problems. Your product is what they were looking for. वो ही चल रहा था उनके दिमाग में. ऐसे यूरेका मोमेंट आना चाहिए यूजर को. तभी रीअश्योरेंस करना पड़ेगा आपको बाय अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि मेरे को चलो आई वांट टू रैंक फॉर विटामिन सी सीरम फॉर ऑयली स्किन. फर्स्ट स्टेप इज रीअश्योरिंग द यूजर कि माय प्रोडक्ट इज राइट फॉर यू. Will this make my skin less oily? Yes, it will. It's lightweight, it's non-greasy, it's oil skin safe. Product क्या है? Second is अच्छी और की skin से पहले oil remove. So reviews है लोगों के, people are commenting. You can create these reviews as well if you're just starting out, or if you want to be like selling more. But if you want to be authentic, then build these reviews up. But कोई खरीदता नहीं reviews. Before, how is my skin looking? After, how is my skin looking? People see something, they buy what they see, and what they see sells. ये आपको अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ेगा क्लियरली. पीपल विल बाय व्हाट दे सी. व्हाट दे सी इज व्हाट सेल्स. सो यू नीड टू मेक श्योर दैट यू कैन गिव देम विजुअल प्रूफ. थर्ड थिंग इज स्पेसिफिक्स. नाउ दिस इज द फीचर्स पार्ट ऑफ इट दैट आई टोल्ड यू. कंसंट्रेशन कितना है, हाउ टू यूज, व्हाट केमिकल्स गो इनसाइड. ये रिजल्ट्स के बाद देन दे केयर अबाउट. अच्छा, अभी फूड फार्मर प्रोटीन बेचता है. व्हाट इज ही सेलिंग टू यू? ही इज सेलिंग टू यू एन इंडियन कंज्यूमर who is protein deficient right now is like almost malnourished with protein in India right now, needs to consume protein powder. अभी उसके protein के अंदर क्या है, much later, because उसका brand इस चीज से built around है कि he is very open and he is very transparent about everything. So that comes out as features. जो ingredients देखोगे तो you will not like them at all. You like whole truth के ingredients better, but he's assuring you, he's selling you an insecurity that as an Indian you are protein deficient, so you need to consume my protein powder. So he's reassuring you that okay, you will be able to not be malnourished or protein deficient if you are an Indian and you consume my product. That is what he's selling. He's selling you the dream of being, protein rich and having a great diet and being able to live for a longer period of time. तो आपको insecurity बेच रहा है, आपको product नहीं बेच रहा. Product same बनता है, same manufacturer है 10 लोगों का, same manufacturer 100 लोगों के. Does not matter अंदर क्या आ जाता है. Everybody tries to say they're clean. Everybody tries to differentiate from the other. Everybody's marketing against each other. But जो product के अंदर जाते हैं सबका वो same ही ingredients होते हैं. I'm not saying it's good or bad. Everything is the same in the market. So the inside specifics come in much later. But the first thing is understanding किसको target कर रहा हूँ, मैं किसके insecurity को hit कर रहा हूँ. Then I will do like risk removal. Risk removal में मतलब मेरा pricing पे I'll justify मेरा return policy क्या है to make the consumer, a little more sure about okay, I can buy from him, can I return the product in XYZ days? Or if return refund नहीं है तो the likeliness of a person buying the product also goes down, but the likeliness of you receiving a RTO also goes down. So it's got its pros and cons. Then yeah, is it friendly? Is it like verified? Is it lab test where all of that stuff? So look, how a protein brand does this, for example, is protein brand will show you that ये food test, ये lab test, ये Eurofins test, या ये protein test is verified for this product. Is how you get assured as a consumer, because आपके दिमाग से risk remove हो गया. अच्छा, test verified है तो अच्छा. And finally they will add to cart. You do not need 100 buttons. Add to cart by now, more than enough. आपको see more products, view more flavors, ये सारे buttons नहीं डालने होते. आपको product पे click करके add now, add to cart करके checkout करने का option देना ही चाहिए user को. आपको उसको website पे. So if you lure someone on the website for a very long time, उससे conversion गिर जाता है. आप एक product बेच, consumer 5 product add करेगा cart पे thinking they want it, then they look at a very big bill, then they'll not buy it, then they'll just लेने वो एक product आया था, आपने दिला तो दी उसको 5 product उसके. So conversion फिर भी zero ही होता है. So you need to make sure कि जो देख रहा है user वो लेके if they like the product. That is what you need to understand. Intent matching framework. Intent matching framework is basically long tail keyword के लिए आपको target करना है. What the user is searching for, you need to see what all they are typing in the industry that they're looking to buy from. Expectation क्या है consumer का at the end of the day. Landing page पे जो लिखा है doesn't match what I'm looking for. And is there enough trust signals for me on the website? Then मैं क्या करूँगा? Finally action लूँगा. ये सारी चीजें जब मेरे fulfill होगी, when I can find the keyword I'm looking for, the expectation matches to what I had thought about, as the ideal outcome or the ideal product. Then landing page पे सारी चीजें हैं already, so that's great. And then are there enough trust signals on the website that people have purchased before? मैं भी ले सकता हूँ. I can also give it a shot. ये सब है तो you're matching the intent of the person who's looking for the product. Then you're converting a visitor into a buyer. You're converting a person who's looking to solve a problem into a person who's buying from you because you solve the problem for them. And that is the exact reason why people would buy from you. Now, I mean, you guys can do this. You can audit any keyword landing page in 60 seconds. How to do this is very simple. Firstly, you need to pick a keyword you want to rank for. Very easy. You've searched a problem and landed on the generic homepage or seen the SEO search results and stuff. या आपने AI results देख लिए, तो वहां से आपने keyword देखेगा, Google Keyword Planner, Ahrefs or SEMrush, any of the tools that you use. Secondly, you need to click on that top search result. You need to see keyword use links are there. Then the third thing you need to understand is, okay, ये अगर rank कर रहा है already blog या article या product या keyword, then क्या expectations है, वो ये page से match हो रहे हैं. And अगर हो रहे हैं तो I get an understanding of okay, ये brand ने ये करा है, which means the consumer is looking for this, which is why they are ranking. तो मैं भी इसकी similar में करूँगा कुछ. Top 3 को analyze करूँगा मैं इसकी similar में product के लिए for the same industry. Then are they looking for a price? Are they looking for solving a problem? Are they looking for a product? For XYZ things, I'll be able to match intent with what people are looking for. And then at the end, I'll be looking at the gaps between, what people are looking for, search results क्या आ रहे हैं, pricing क्या आ रही है. मैं सारी चीज के बीच में gap देखूंगा and I'll try to fit my product right in that gap. I will create my messaging to fill in the gap for what people are looking for, but they are not being able to find. So I give people a reason to buy from me. Ranking will bring you the clicks, but matching conversion intent will get you the sales. I only care about getting you guys sales today. I've taught you how to get traffic to the website. I'm going to only teach you guys on how to get the sale from the consumer at the end of the day and close the gap between their buying intent and your product selling intent. इन दोनों के बीच में आपका ये मैचिंग इंटेंट आ जाए. Now website conversion fundamentals, the core elements every high converting landing page should have. Guys, इसका screenshot लेना है ले लो because this is very important. You can implement it for your own self. This is absolutely free for you guys. ये सारी चीजें आपके वेबसाइट पे होनी ही, तो आपने ट्रस्ट सिग्नल्स का कन्वर्ट ही नहीं कर वेबसाइट से. Firstly, understand this. You need to have reviews and ratings. You need to make sure that people can trust your brand. Secondly, you need to have testimonials from their customers, UGC content, influencer marketing videos. This will create something in their mind that, okay, real people who are like me, who face a similar problem like me, have used the product, liked it, and reviewed it. Real or fake does not matter. AI wala content mat dana yahan pe does not work. We have tried it already for a few of testimonial videos. Do not convert really well. Before and after results, very easy. On this timeline, you have mentioned 60 days mein this person went from looking like this to this. There's a bar on Shopify that you can, shift to the left and right to see how the person looked before and how the person looked after. So that is a very clear visual description of what you do or what your product does. Then you have your trust badges ki, kahan se verified ho, kisne aapko trust kiya, ISO verified ho, ya aap FSSAI verified if you're a food brand. So let's say apna product is Saaf Skin, it's like a skincare brand, so it's dermat tested, and there's an option to secure checkout as well, which is through all the parameters that are safe. So aapka credit card information kahin ja nahi raha. And then a real founder and a face behind the brand. Most of the time when you attach a person and a story, who's created a product to solve a certain problem, who has a story with it, will always sell really, 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 really well, because a person can relate to another person who has had the same problem. लोगों को दूसरे में प्रॉब्लम देख रहा है that they are facing, and they figure out that that person has found a way to solve the problem. I also want to solve the problem. This is how the mentality of a person works. Constantly कि इसने अपने लिए problem ऐसे solve कर दिया, मेरे को भी same problem है, I want to solve it. This is the product that will help me solve that problem. They buy. They will 100% buy all the time. So giving an example, 10,000 plus reviews for Saaf Skin, the case study that we are running, 10,000 plus reviews, 4.6 starred. Add dermat tested before afters, press logos if you've gotten your article mentioned or featured in any platform, and there's a founder story. We have Aisha, for example, the founder, and then we have 93% of the shoppers who come to the website read your reviews before they buy anything, and आपके जितने reviews 4.5 star के ऊपर रहेंगे उतना अच्छा, more likely for a person to convert. Anything below a 4, people will not buy from you, so you need to make sure that you've got a really good sentiment right there and then. बहुत ज़्यादा 5 stars होंगे तो suspicious हो जाएंगे. You are lying to people, and people are not dumb to not understand that. So you need to understand where you need to give clarity, and you need to understand where you need to be clever. If you are too clever, unleashes this product will unleash glow, or this product will, this skincare reimagined, or like put this and change your life. Ye user ko now, what is a clear win is product for problem. Product solving XYZ problem in product timeline. ये सारी चीजें, fade dark spots in 6 weeks, flat. This is what I'm going to remember the product for. If my branding is really good, and this is the messaging that is going out, and this is the messaging that's constantly going out, everybody will remember my product for whatsoever I sell. They will not remember what I sell, but they know that my product will fade dark spot in 6 weeks, and that's like a guarantee. क्या वो guarantee है clinically? No, that's not possible. But that is the messaging that is going out everywhere. Yes, that is what you guys need to understand. दूसरी चीज, messaging needs to be constant across all platforms. If you want to rank on AI search also, you need to have the same messaging. Just like we have for Google My Business, NAP consistency होती है, name, address, phone number, वैसे ही आपका copy consistent होना चाहिए across all social media platforms. तभी जाके AI will see, okay, your product is solving this problem in this timeline, and I will rank you for this keyword because you are the only one talking about solving this problem in this timeline, and with this outcome that people will get. That is the likelihood of you ranking higher on AI search when you're solving a direct problem. A confused buyer will never buy from you because, I was looking for something similar, and they've given me a very big description. क्या मैं confuse नहीं करना आपको user को at the end of the day. You don't have to overwhelm them with information as well at the same time. Information should be limited, but information should only be targeted to solving their problem. Now, if you want to give a lot more information, FAQs में डाल दिया आपने, बस FAQs डाल for selling a product, people will again be like, it's a product. It's a very simple thing. So you need to guide the user's eye on where it needs to direct next instead of, where you think it should go. By this, I mean a very simple thing. If I'm a consumer who's coming to a website to buy a skincare product, the next step should be very obvious to me. It's either an add to cart button, or it's either going to the category page and looking at different products you have, or it's directly clicking on a product and going to the product description page. Very, very, very clear guidance होना चाहिए. If I want to view all products that are available for this category, view all go into category or subcategory page. I should segregate all the sections by the problem that they're trying to solve. Okay, I'm looking to solve for oily skin. There are serums, vitamin C serums. There are moisturizers. There are skincare. There are whatever acids or whatever you use in the face. Acid nahi use karte. Skincare remover or something like that. You can say skincare remover, beauty care remover and stuff like that. Don't laugh, guys. Skincare मैं तो नहीं करता, but these are the things that you need to add for solving a certain problem. ये सारा product range अभी same next problem for moisturized skin कर दिया. ये सारे 3 samples है, मैंने segregate कर दिया, अलग-अलग products है. तो the consumer knows exactly उसको क्या. You're directing the eye. Okay, I have oily skin, मेरे को vitamin C serum चाहिए था, I will tap on that. I have dry skin, मेरे को I'll tap on that. So you're directing the eye on where it needs to go next. ओके मैं गया प्रोडक्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन पेज पे, मेरे को ऊपर प्रोडक्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन देखना था, प्राइस देखना था, साइज देखना था, बाय नाउ करना था. Simple as that. If your price is hidden and you're taking the consumer from your landing page to your product description page to see the price, they will leave 101%. और आपके फोटो स्टॉक यहाँ बहुत ज्यादा AI जनरेट लग रहे हैं, people will leave again. अगर आपने वेबसाइट पे कंज्यूमर कंफ्यूज हो जाए, एनालिसिस पैरालिसिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग हो जाएगा, उसको डिसीजन पैरालिसिस हो जाएगा, चूज नहीं कर पाएगा, डायरेक्ट का नहीं जाकर कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो, कंफ्यूज नहीं करना यूजर को. And if your website is loading slow, every 1 second delay has 7% fewer conversions. So if your website is not loading within 2 or 3 seconds, you are going to lose, I would say, 80% of your conversions for sure. For sure. जितना ज़्यादा time उतने आपके conversions कम होंगे. And understand this, अगर आपके website पे conversion data है, तो just think about that going down 7% lower and lower and lower. हमें वो करना नहीं है. You don't have to minimize it to that extent. So yeah, website speed is super, 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 super important. So what is the anatomy of a high converting homepage? How should my homepage look like if I really want to sell my product to the user? What the product is about? Who am I targeting? Calling that person out directly. What is the outcome that the product is giving me? And what is my CTA? What is the next step I should take? So you've told what your product does. You've told who it helps. You've told them what are they going to expect in terms of outcome. And you're directing them to the next section, which is like a CTA. For example, we help an audience achieve X result without pain in 60 days. So we help Indian women with oily skin achieve clear skin without pain point जो उनका है in 60 days or less. Now this is the clear messaging. How many of you are more likely to buy the product? The people who are facing that issue and want a solution for it. Those are the kind of people that who are willing to buy. मैं सबको target नहीं कर. Maybe there are 100 people in the room. There are only 4 people who will buy from me. मैं उन्हीं 4 को टारगेट कर क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं. जितना ज्यादा लोग क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं उतना ज्यादा लोग कंफ्यूज होते हैं. Less chances are that they will end up buying from you. So we help oily, acne-prone skin look clear and bright without harsh drying ingredients in 60 days. This is the message that needs to go out to the consumer who will end up buying from you. Right लोग होंगे, आपका customer retention बढ़ेगा, आपका product. After your page, you need to look at this. Proof, problem, solution. This is something that goes inside. I mean, you can say a product description page, for example. Social proof है आपके पास, आपने problem solve करी है और आप उन्हें solution दे रहे हो on how that product is right for them. This is already something that we have discussed. Now you need to make them feel easy कि मैं आया वेबसाइट पे, मैंने प्रोडक्ट देखा, मेरा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहा है, मुझे अच्छा लगा, डिजाइन उसका, पैकेजिंग, ब्रांडिंग अच्छी, बस इतना ही सोचे यूजर. उसको ये देखे. You don't even have to entice the user into looking at what other things you have in your website. If they're looking for a problem, you give them the solution and let them go. जाने दो वेबसाइट से. आपको कन्वर्जन गारंटी करने इस पॉइंट. ब्रांड बिल्ड हो रहा है, you're a small brand, you're scaling up. It is more important for you to sell a product than upsell another product. You get it? The more people who try your product right now are likely to come back for another thing later on if your product is good enough for them. Starting, so you don't have to end up optimizing for CRO in a way you have to increase your AOV from the first hand. अगर किसी के पास touch point ही नहीं है, कोई आपका review नहीं, products extra page, sales to zero, दो चीज दिमाग में रखनी है. So when you are reviewing a website, give it these 5 things. Give it these 5 things when it comes to a scorecard. How clear is your offer? Who, what, and why you're targeting? And is your website loading in 5 seconds? how many people can trust you above the fold. Above the fold target करना is very 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 important. How many people can trust you right off the bat? What kind of proof, results, reviews, before afters do you have? ये सारी चीजें हैं तो ही 10 पॉइंट. आपका ऑफर क्लियर है, डायरेक्ट है जिसको खरीदना है, और आपका CTA राइट है कि नहीं. CTA राइट क्या? So landing pages that sell, if you want to create a landing page that will sell to a consumer, you need to have a purpose directly to explore, and you have a purpose to convert. Homepage will give you a purpose to explore different products, different ranges, and the purpose to convert will be on a landing page. A landing page is also a product description page that you've gotten the user either from a blog article, a website article, or you've gotten them from ads or social media directly. Directly product page पे land करता है user. दो अलग रीजन होते हैं, दो अलग चीजें होती है. अगर आपका कोई लैंडिंग पेज पे आपके प्रोडक्ट पेज पे आ रहा है तो वो कन्वर्ट होने के लिए आ रहा है. उसका जर्नी मैंने ऐड देखी है, मैंने इंस्टाग्राम पे प्रोडक्ट देखा फास्ट. उसकी जो प्रॉब्लम्स है वहां पे मैंने स्टेट कर दी. इट इज इजी. इफ समवन इज कमिंग फ्रॉम एन एक्सप्लोर पेज, जो आपके ऑर्गेनिक ट्रैफिक से कन्वर्जन कम होगी, but you will be able to understand who is coming to your website, what kind of people are coming to your website. This will give you a wider angle on, okay, I can create products to cater to XYZ kind of people as well. So this is going to be a very, very different perspective when it comes to an explore page. So let's understand this with an example. Your vitamin C for oily skin, SEO and ad traffic to focus landing page will be of much higher conversion than when people look at the same keyword and come from organic SEO. When people are focusing on solving a problem, they are more likely to buy, 2 or 3 times more likely to buy. When people are just coming to explore, they're less likely to buy, but great to consider your brand, and that becomes a touch point for you. This is how you need to understand. हर चीज आपको conversion नहीं लाके देगी, but आपको consideration भी लाना है brand के लिए, awareness भी. तो आप brand search through ads या आप जब optimize this for the landing page keywords. Now a page flow to make sure that the user will say yes. Again, guys, y'all can take a screenshot of this. This is exactly how we need to structure a page for the consumer to be like, this is a no-brainer offer, I want the product. Headline, clear outcome, plus quotes for. Subheader, problem statement को आप explicitly और चिल्ला के बोलोगे कि people facing this problem are facing another problem later on in their life. Yeah, people facing this problem is like a constant thing that is happening for generations, and this is how their skin turns out to be later on. So you're agitating the pain, आप उनको और गुस्सा दिला problem. And so to avoid this, you will buy my product. So I'm selling an insecurity again. Selling insecurity is the best way of converting a user for any and everything, and that is how your website copy should look like. Then you give them, okay, solution and benefits. आपका product ये problem solve करता है. आपका product, you are the answer to their problems. Then you need to show how other people have used your product and reviewed it, and before after they have skin part. If I have more questions in my mind, how will I kill every single objection that is out there with these? I am convinced to buy the product, but I had another question in my mind that generically a lot of people ask. FAQ में देखा, and then final CTA is going to be buy now, done. Add to cart meaning buy now, done. यहाँ पे आपने यूजर को प्रॉब्लम बता के सॉल्व करके उसे अपना सोल्यूशन दे दिया, आपने उसे कन्विंस कर दिया कि आप ही उसके आंसर. So the formula is to guarantee outcome plus a time frame plus words for, rather than telling people ki, oh, use my skincare, quality skincare for everyone. Nahi hai for everyone. Everyone is a wrong target to do in the first place. If you are a brand who's made for everyone, you are a brand for no one. If you do not have an ICP, you are for no one, no matter what brand you are, no matter what product you sell, no matter what service you sell. Same way how digital marketing agencies work, we do everything. Are you likely to buy a certain service from an agency that does everything, or are you likely to buy a service from an agency that specializes in getting you results in 60 or 90 days? Of course, you'll go for the agency that will get you results in 60 or 90 days without any headache, without any like a no-brainer kind of an offer. Because digital marketing agency, aapko ads bhi chalao. That is an absolute wrong approach, which is one reason why I personally never turned my company into a digital marketing agency or an agency as a whole. I run a different company that solves targeted problems, और मैं उन्हीं यूजर्स के बजट है जिनके पास प्रॉब्लम है, तो बस जिसका सोल्यूशन मैं उन्हें आउटकम बेचता हूं. I do not sell them कि you can do SEO with me. You don't do SEO with me. You want conversions on your website. Now how I get conversions on the website will be through SEO, through making sure your branding is in place, through making sure that your website messaging is in place. वो सारी का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहा हूं, which means I'm trying to give you an outcome. I'm not trying to tell you कि क्या क्या services उसमें लगेंगे. That is when people buy from you. This is like a personal experience, so just sharing that with you guys. Now CTA engineering, this is again a very important module. बहुत ही direct है. How to make sure that nothing ever goes unsold. Now let's understand this for a skincare brand, for example. Benefit led copy is always going to make sure that the consumer buys from you. Let's say मैं वेबसाइट पे आया हूँ एंड मैंने एक नाउ वेबसाइट पे आया हूँ, पॉपअप फॉर्म आया मेरे पास. पॉपअप फॉर्म में मेरे को दिया कि गिव योर डिटेल्स विल योर डिस्काउंट. डिटेल्स आ रही है, मैंने सबमिट बटन दबा दिया, मेरे पास डिस्काउंट आ गया. मैंने लर्न मोर बटन दबा दिया कि लर्न मोर अबाउट द डिस्काउंट. मैंने क्लिक हियर बटन दबा दिया, इट विल रीडायरेक्ट मी समवेयर. प्रोसीजर बन टेकिंग द यूजर अवे फ्रॉम व्हाट दे नीड टू डू, व्हिच इज टेक एक्शन इन द वेबसाइट, बाय अ प्रोडक्ट एंड लीव. यू डू नॉट नीड टू थिंक अबाउट एनीथिंग एल्स. आपको यूजर को सही चीज बेचनी है और निकलना है, आपको प्रोडक्ट बेचना है ना एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. कन्वर्ट कर घुमा के नहीं चलता ब्रांड. वैसे सेल्स नहीं सारे सीडीएस यूज कर रहे, दीज आर वेरी वीक. Now what you need to do is understand what the user is coming for. Let's say you're a skincare brand. Get my free skin quiz result. Now I have taken 3 steps to identify what product will suit you. मैंने पहले आपसे पूछा what kind of skin you have. तो उस हिसाब से मैं आपको product recommendation दूंगा. Then I'll tell you how many times you apply this product in a day. That मतलब how many times you usually apply products in a day. Then मैं आपको बताऊंगा okay 2 times के लिए ये product सही है. और मैंने आपको शायद एक और शायद मेथड दे दिया, एक और शायद क्वेश्चन दे दिया. ये सारे क्वेश्चंस विल डायरेक्ट मी इनटू मैं आपको कौन सा प्रोडक्ट रेकमेंड कर. पर्सनलाइज रेकमेंडेशन दिया है. आई हैव टोल्ड यू व्हाट यू नीड, नॉट व्हाट यू वांट, व्हाट यू नीड. पीपल कम विद एन इंटेंट ऑफ वांटिंग थिंग्स. पीपल डोंट कम विद एन इंटेंट ऑफ नीडिंग थिंग्स. जिसको जो अच्छा लगता है उसको चाहिए, बट क्या नॉट नेसेसरी. आपकी कन्वर्जन गिर जाता है, आपका सीएलटीवी गिर जाता है इफ यू सेल समवन something that is not meant to solve their problems. Here I'm asking their problems and I'm solving it at the same time. The next thing that I'm looking at is shop the best selling serum. क्या करूं मैं बेस्ट सेलिंग सीरम का? प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो रहा है. अगर 100 लोगों का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो रहा है फॉर द सेम थिंग, देन द सीटीए मेक्स एन एब्सोल्युटली अमेजिंग सेंस. व्हाई एंड व्हाट आर पीपल बाइंग? फॉर एग्जांपल, IndieWild is selling something called as the Chumpy oil. Chumpy oil is the best seller. Now Chumpy oil solves what problem? It solves a very generic problem for hair. It helps in hair growth. सीधा बोलो, shop the best selling serum or shop the best selling hair oil for hair growth. Done. That is what the consumer is coming to buy. They have heard about it. Best selling के अंदर है. That is a product that everyone is purchasing. उसमें मेरे maximum reviews है. People are more likely to check that product out and check out from there. See real before and afters. आप product छोड़ो, ये face कर रहा था problem, उसके बाद उसका क्या result? Problem solve लोग कर चुके हैं अपना. This is what will convert the end user really good with the CTA and get 15% off my first order. Now, if I'm giving you reason, I need to also make sure that I'm giving you a great offer at the end of the day. Get 15% off my first order. First order is very clear. Get 15% off, not a great CTA. Get 15% off my first order. Clear communication. Okay, new to the website, you're learning more about the brand for the very first time. क्या मेरे लिए कोई offer है? That's what I'm looking for. या आपने अपने वेबसाइट पे सेट कर दिया that if a person is coming from a certain IP address for the very first time, then you give them this pop-up. तब जाके लोग कन्वर्ट करना बेटर प्रेफर करते हैं. फॉर कोल्ड ट्रैफिक दिस इज रियली गुड because then they have an incentive to buy from you. So the CTA ladder for a cold visitor, you're not asking them for a sale, you're giving them a lot of options, you're giving them a lot of offers, and you're letting them consider you as a brand. For cold traffic who has absolutely nothing to do, who's coming from the explore page, not from the warm traffic that is coming from your product description page. Then you have a skin quiz. Very low risk, yes, very small steps, yes, but this is actually giving the end consumer the product that they need, not they're looking for, that they need. Then you have a free guide that you can probably give them. So first, when the first time the user is coming, आपको उसे data, I would say probably एक या दो चीजें करो, more than enough. Then you give them the 15% off on the first order. You help understand their problem and you see if that your products can actually solve it for them. That is the direction for a completely cold user to come to your website, which is why people run funnels on ads. And then you have your repeat customers who like your product, they'll buy from you. Another thing, when we come to design, now this is completely different. This goes into C. Let me give guys an example. If your design on your phone is not within thumb distance for anything, for absolutely anything, if इतने मेरे एरिया में कवर नहीं हो पा रहा, मेरा CTA, मेरे को एंड बटन, मेरा about us, मेरा add to cart, मेरा buy now, यहाँ पे मैं कुछ, तो मेरा यूजर गया, अगर मेरा, because it's very inconvenient for me. This is something that you need to understand. You need to design for the mobile screen first. You need to design for a thumb to be able to press the button of buy now and check out now right away. So you are letting customers go. So this will also really affect your sales. This is a part of CRO. Yeah, conversion rate now. Coming to the last part of what we are trying to cover here in this model is, why do most blogs end up dead? Why do most blogs don't convert? This is a problem a lot of us face. What are blogs for in the first place, and how should structure a blog? How should you go from a blog page to like a top sales page? Your blog page should talk about a problem directly, uh, to very specific ICP again. You need to not only make sure that people are learning from it, you need to make sure that you're able to give them a guide of comparison. Okay, ये प्रोडक्ट यूज करोगे तो ये रिजल्ट आएगा, ये प्रोडक्ट यूज करोगे ये स्किन केयर के लिए, ये स्किन टाइप के लिए ये ऐसी चीज होनी चाहिए. So you're giving them an informational guide on it. Secondly, you're educating them. When you're educating them, it's great, but education is not enough. You need to redirect them from their educational page. Okay, now that you've read about XYZ thing, here are the right products for you. वो राइट प्रोडक्ट आपके वेबसाइट पे प्रोडक्ट होगा, या आप अगेन यहाँ से अपने ब्लॉग पेजेस पे फिगर आउट व्हाट इज द बेस्ट प्रोडक्ट टू सॉल्व योर प्रॉब्लम टुडे. दिस विल गेट यू ग्रेट कन्वर्जन अगेन. सो आपने लीड मैग्नेट एक, देन यू लेट देम मेक द डिसीजन ऑन द प्रोडक्ट पेज, जहाँ पे वो लोग आपका प्रोडक्ट एक्सप्लोर करेंगे एंड एवरीथिंग. दैट विल बी लाइक योर फाइनल स्टेप. एंड फिर आपने अगर इफ यू वांट टू डू लाइक फॉर वेरी कोल्ड ट्रैफिक, वेयर जस्ट अ ब्रांड स्टार्टिंग आउट, गिव अनदर पॉपअप ऑफ ओके मेरा यूजर पहुंच चुका है ऑन द बाय नाउ पेज, they've reached the checkout and I really want to sell the product and I want to make the user feel super special. तो मैंने उधर 15% ऑफ योर फर्स्ट ऑर्डर का पॉपअप दे दिया, कार्ट में ऐड कर दिया. सो आपका AOV कम हो जाता है, but you guaranteed get a sale as well. If you're fearful that someone will not buy from your brand, this is a great thing to do. So every post should ask one thing: what's the next step that the user should be able to take? If you're capturing email, from your users as well, you need to have a clear strategy on what you'll be sending to them on email every single day or every single week, or what are they learning and why would they not block you. आपको ये सोचना है कि आप उनका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर, लाइव केस स्टडी बता रहे हो कोई कंज्यूमर की जिसने भेजी हुई है, XYZ person went from this skin to that skin by not directly using your product but was facing this issue, and find out what happens. So people are more likely to click on that. So clickbaity things also work really well when it comes to converting from emails. Then finally चीज पे आते हैं, there are 10 trust builders that will guarantee you rankings. Guys, screenshot this, very important. This will make sure that a consumer will always trust you when they come to your website, when they come to your brand. Your reviews and ratings, your testimonials and UGC content that's already there, before, after, press logos, brands, everywhere you're featured, whoever you've collaborated with. What does your product guarantee to them? What kind of certifications do you have? What's the founder story? Teams and faces, when people can actually relate to people, is when they buy. So how big is your team? It's filled with, let's say my team is filled with women who are homemakers and they are, spending some time creating this product and making this product. तभी लोग connect कर पाते हैं, okay, you're employing XYZ kind of people, and that is the story behind them also. Then you go on transparent pricing. Do not try to hide your pricing on the landing page or home page. Just make sure it's there all the time and it is exactly what it is जब checkout हो रहा है. And then you also have your responsive support, which is either a WhatsApp pop-up button or some other kind of support page that you have to redirect the user in case they have questions. Also, brands do this very crazy things. They have like a few fashion brands have done this. They have like a AI fashion stylist, and backend पे एक आदमी बैठा होता है, review कर रहा होता है वो सारी चीजें. And basically AI fashion stylist, this tells you on what, okay, this is your body type, XYZ things. Here's the kind of outfits that you should buy that would look good on you. So yeah, AI से but यहाँ पे personalized experience create हो रहा है. So as much personalized experience you can create for the consumer, the likelier they are, the likelier they feel that your brand is made for them. That is when they will sell. That is how you sell to a stranger. जब उन्हें लग रहा है ना कुछ personalized है, great, तो मेरा नाम लिखा होता है, I feel it's personalized, it's meant for me, I will like it more, I will take care of it more, and I'm likelier to buy it if it's personalized for me. That is why personalized items sell the best. So if you want to like set up a funnel, ये metrics आपको check करने पड़ेंगे. Check out आपका conversion कितना आ रहा है. Check out your add to cart ratio, your cart abandonment ratio, repeat rate क्या आ रहा है, cost per acquisition कैसा है, and then you connect all of these other tools that will tell you exactly how to track them. On how our users come into your website, where all they're clicking. Hotjar is very good. It will also help you with recordings and surveys for your products. Then there's Microsoft Clarity, another version of using Hotjar, another app that you can have free heat maps. You can have session recordings for when a consumer comes to your website and where they click to. Then you have your Search Console and your GA4. Now Search Console will also start giving you AI search data. So freaking amazing. Whosoever has access to it, great stuff. You need it for SEO anyways. And now this is even more fun. Now we are hopping back into AI search, AI SEO, and understanding कि AI से कैसे products बिक रहे हैं आज. Yes, it's a consideration layer, but it's a very direct consideration layer. AI search से क्या buyers आपका product देख रहे हैं and they're directly checking out from there. They're going directly to your website, your PDP, buy now का button, and they're done. Last week I explained you guys ki why AI search rankings matter so much and why AI has become the best touch point when it comes to converting a user. User span has gone from 6 seconds to 3 seconds to make a joke 1 second. That is what the user attention span has gone to. AI will give you the direct answer after AI has done the research for you. If you are ranking on AI, you're a no-brainer buy for someone. The higher ranking on AI out of the three, the higher chances you have as being considered for a product that people will purchase. 73% of the people use AI while buying right now in their buying journey, in the shopper journey, when they're looking for product related services 100% of the time. Even when people want to know more about a brand, they will ask AI about it. So अगर आपके articles नहीं है, अगर आपके products mention नहीं है आपके articles में, तो आप rank AI has increased, like the AI traffic has increased compared to what it was by almost like versus non-AI traffic by almost 42%. So AI का traffic बढ़ते रहेगा, आपके website पे relevant लोग आते रहेंगे, आपके website से AI से ही there will be a point where organic traffic will be entirely dependent on what AI traffic is for you. There will be a point. And AI traffic is more likely to convert the user because it gives them the direct answer, right? तेरा प्रॉब्लम लिख दिया मैंने, मेरे को डायरेक्ट आंसर मिल गया, मैं ले लूंगा प्रोडक्ट. AI has obviously researched everything for me. So real conversions will already happen through AI. AI पे buyers are willing to spend money. And अभी you guys must have also seen Google का recent update जो है. Google के recent update में क्या हुआ? You can check out for a product directly on Google Apps. अब मैं अगर YouTube पे कुछ देख रहा हूँ और उसने YouTube पे अपना प्रोडक्ट लगाया हुआ है, तो मैं directly YouTube से चेकआउट कर. I do not need to go on the website of the product and buy from there. YouTube से खरीद लिया, done. Buying decisions are being made on social media platforms today. If you're not everywhere, you are nowhere. You need to understand how AI is converting this consumer on any and every platform today. So if you want to score your website, you have all of these pointers that I've shared with you before. You have all of these factors that you need to calculate for. Is your website speed under 2 seconds? Is it mobile friendly? Is the user experience great? Does my eye know where to move next? Is the CTA right? Is the funnel great? Content सही है? Proof है? Offer सही है? Clarity दे रहा हूँ मैं consumer को, consumer मुझे trust कर पा रहा है. 4 weeks में you can change the entire messaging on your website. You can audit it on these 100 points. You can fix the messaging and all the pointers again mentioned here. You can reduce the friction and increase the trust, and then you can start tracking and testing कि कितना difference आ रहा है. ये सारे factors अगर आप देखोगे are more than enough, and AI is good enough to help you with all of this as well. Most business owners today are thinking that they need more traffic, but they need to stop losing the traffic that they already have and convert more people out of the traffic that they have. And that is how you win AI search through CRO, and your SEO also helps you in this. That was the session for today, guys. Any questions? Please start asking, and we'll take it from there.
Hi, Prithvi.
Hi, Devesh. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Like, thanks for the session.
Perfect.
I want to ask, like, in a
Yes.
month, how many blogs should we publish?
12 to 14 if you're starting out. No more than that.
And let's say, like, currently we have a site of, let's say, 160 pages. And let's say in future we change them to, let's say, 50 pages. So, like, we need to redirect all the older pages to new ones.
Yeah, so internal linking से आप वो कर सकते हो. So whenever you're publishing a new article or a page on your website, what you can do is you can take the highest highest viewer page on your website or highest blog traffic page on your website, add an internal link to the new page and start redirecting traffic there. So आपकी new page पे traffic आना start होगा and you will benefit with a reach as well.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyone, any other questions, guys? I think guys, those sessions so much fun it was. Any questions? Mridul, any questions? Other sessions are for me to see you guys. To know that you're here when camera on, the laptop on. Wow, I see one hand, I see two, I see one face. Guys, anyone else here? Yes, very good. Guys, great session. Any feedback? Anything else you all will like to see? We're planning to organize an offline session in Mumbai next month. Mid-month, I will be dropping you all the access to, get tickets for that. I'm having a very limited number of people because I'm organizing in a very small place. So we'll have no more than 25 to 30 people there. because I want to keep it a small affair for now. And I'll be releasing it on the group. So I'll be putting out a poll so y'all can vote for what date y'all want to be present there. And all the resources that I mentioned right now on this call will be present on my website's blog www.techdevs.in, so you guys can check out all the checklists and everything there. In addition to that, I will be also dropping this video on YouTube in a week from now. Last week our video kal chale jayega, so you guys can check it out if you all want their last call pe. But this week our video will go out next week. I'm starting AI SEO sessions once more, geo sessions one more, because we've had a breakthrough and almost like a sort of guarantee